I'd like you all to welcome co-founder and CEO of Family Futures, Jay Vaughan MBE.
Thank you. It feels incredible to be here. There are so many people and you've made so much noise. It's absolutely extraordinary. Just amazing. Can't hear me? Oh, I'll go closer. It's so amazing to be here. There are so many people here and you've made so much noise. It's fantastic. Thank you so much. Now, we really wanted a child's voice to be at the heart of what we're saying today. So I'm delighted to introduce you to Angela and Andrew, who are Sydney's parents. And Sydney wrote to the Secretary of State for Education and to the Children's Minister about the cuts to the Adoption Support Fund. She had some very important things to say. So I'm going to hand over to Angela and Andrew. The other thing I should say that's important about Andrew and Sydney is that Andrew and Andrew were assessed and approved by Family Futures as adopters and have had 9 years of therapy at Family Futures from the point of placement, which I think is crucial and what we should be thinking about, and that's made a huge difference. But I'm going to hand over to you now.
Thank you, Jay. It has indeed made all the difference to our family, and we're very proud of Sydney and this letter. I hope you enjoy hearing it. Dear Secretary of State, my name is Sydney, and I'm writing to you not just for myself, but for all the other adopted children and young people like me across the country. I am deeply disappointed and upset by the government's decision to cut funding for therapy and mental health support for adopted children. Adopted children often come from difficult and sometimes traumatic backgrounds. Many of us have experienced loss, confusion, separation from our birth families, and things we shouldn't have had to go through so young. Because of this, therapy isn't just helpful, it's essential. I know many other adopted children and young people who are struggling. Some don't have the therapy they need, and I've seen how hard it is for them. They're not okay. They're hurting and they need help. Therapy helps us understand our past, manage our feelings, and grow into strong and healthy adults. When you take away this funding, you're taking away our chance to heal. You say you care about children and young people, but your actions speak louder than your words. If you truly care, you will listen to our voices. You will hear us when we say we need support, not just for a little while, but for as long as it takes. Therapy isn't a luxury for adopted kids, it's a lifeline. Cutting this funding tells us that we don't matter, that our pain doesn't matter, and that our healing isn't worth paying for. That is not okay. I'm asking you from the heart to please reverse this decision. Think about the children and young people who don't have a voice, the ones too young or too afraid to speak up. I'm speaking for them now. We need you to invest in our futures. We need you to believe in us and to give us the tools to grow up feeling safe, supported, and strong. Please don't turn your back on adopted children. Sydney.
That was amazing, amazing. Can you thank Sydney for us? I know she couldn't be here. So powerful to hear. I've not got much to say, but I wanted to say three things. Firstly, I wanted to say that I've been doing this long enough to remember life before the Adoption Special Guardianship Support Fund, and I don't want to go back to that. It was then that families could only get funding if they were at the point of disruption, and sometimes not even then. So surely we can't be going back to that. The next thing I wanted to say is that we are placing in adoptive and kinship families some of the most traumatised children in the country. They are no longer like they were when I began 30 years ago, 2 or 3. They are now 6, 7 or 8 and have lived through things that no child should ever have to live through. And we really need to be doing something different. We should be not cutting the Adoption Support Fund, we should be extending the Adoption Support Fund. Absolutely, your cheer says it all, that we really need more, not less. And that if these cuts continue, it's going to be a backward step for families. And how can we as a society continue to persuade people to adopt or to take children through kinship care and then say, and then there's nothing, or you can only get something if you're fighting for it? That's just not good enough. Now, I think you can tell from the signs, care not cuts, pay now or pay later. The reality is that prisons, psychiatric hospitals and the homeless are full of children from the care system. And we are pushing the costs into the future. It's someone else's budget, that's what they're doing. And we need to do something better now. We need to change things. So, sorry, I'm going to have a coughing fit. Thank you very much.